Hey, what's going on, y'all? Gonna do the trunk today. Just like last time, I wanted to get some gap distance baseline. So let's see, gonna use millimeters. Let's see if that'll focus. Okay, so that's like roughly 4 mils, right? At this edge, I mean, it's pretty small here. That's like a mil. Right, roughly 4 mil. So this kind of lines up with what from the other video. I mean, I installed this trunk after I sold the other one, and wasn't like there's much to realign. So I mean, oh, I remember this gap. So let's see, roughly 5, right? 5. You say roughly 5. Okay. All right. So that's the reference. Let's go ahead and, geez, pop the trunk and start to remove it. We can get it to open. There it is. All right, so I guess I won't be as in-depth as I was last time. So I'll just kind of get to it, and then we'll just remeasure. All right, so kind of just trying to put the tail lights or the reverse lights in. First thing I notice is the lines. You know, it's not lining up. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to make the holes bigger, and that's on both sides. That's the first thing I'm gonna have to do. And then, let's see, comparing both, I think they pretty much have all the holes. I think the only one, that center one, isn't available here, but I don't think that's a biggie. I have to notch this bigger a little bit so I can put the grommet through and then feed the wiring harness up this way. Kind of like the same one. It's got the same style camera hole and button, so I got to figure out how to make it work and make it look clean. I know a lot of other people who've ordered this trunk from this company has put epoxy. I don't like how that looks. I mean, from afar it's fine, but I don't like how it looks up close. So I'll figure that out later. I think that's pretty much it so far. So let me go ahead and do that. Or actually, I'll worry about the small stuff later. I'm actually gonna try to mount it up on the car to see how the gap is. All right, so got the trunk on. Of course, this is without the tail lights. I mean the reverse lights. You can kind of already tell that the gaps are just as big as last time. I think last time we measured it, it was roughly 6 mils. So oh no, I think it was 8 last time, because I remember it was like closer to double. So that's like 7 to 8. Yeah, that's like 7. It's like 1 mil here, right? This is 6. Oops, sorry. Yeah. And here, let's just use there 2. It's roughly 7. And we'll say there. It's roughly 5. And roughly 6. So I guess if I play with it, I can get it to even out a little more. But I mean, it's definitely not going to be the 4 like the OEM. So I guess let me do some work to put everything else on so we can get a complete look. But I guess it looks a little odd actually now that I'm kind of looking at it. Right? Okay, so we'll put everything on. Hopefully it'll look a little more complete. All right, doing more work to try to get the trunk finished up. So this trunk, I'm having to do a lot more trimming. Here, I've trimmed a good bit down here to try to fit the tail light. I mean the reverse light. Enlarged the hole, kind of offset it a little bit. I did a lot in this one. So this one, kind of managed to get it like fairly flush. And it's got, you know, it sits out, so I think when I close it, it'll look decent. However, on this side, I'm pretty much maxed out here, so when I put the tail light in, it kind of sits a little offset it, so it's not exactly flush. You can kind of tell. Yeah. See how it's like kind of just right here? This one comes out a little bit, so I think it'll kind of like look much better compared to the previous trunk I had that actually had a gap there. I mean, that's it so far. I'll probably have to enlarge some of these holes. I have to enlarge this one. You can kind of see like the studs don't come down far enough yet, so I'm gonna have to keep trimming pieces to try to make it work. So I guess when I get everything done, we'll do another look back at it. All right, so tail light, reverse lights are in. I guess overall this would pretty much be the final fitment. You can kind of see the gap there. The reverse light to tail light. Same with that. So kind of comparing to the other trunk from the same vendor, gaps are there. This one needed a lot more modifying. The other one I didn't have to shave or trim as much to get, you know, the reverse light to fit, or to get the paneling. So that's kind of how it is. Of course, you know, I still need to wind these to get the rest of the clips to go in. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, in terms of price, I mean, if you feel like, you know, saving, what's it roughly, like $300? I think, you know, after everything's said and done, this is about $1,000 shipped to my door, and you're okay with the gaps, then, you know, it's not a bad purchase. Otherwise, if you want something better, I would probably suggest Successful Auto. They're like the only ones that I think uses a different vendor, where the camera hole and the buttons are like an exact fit, where you don't even have to mod it. Because I think Jalisco, I don't want to say they use the same vendor, but their trunks look awfully the same. And I don't know where South Bay gets theirs either, but so the only one that I would probably recommend is Successful Auto. All right, thanks guys.